This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is the wee hours of the morning. Well, it actually is 11:46 Central Time, 11:46 p.m. And I am working on my Patriotic ATCs, which need to be to the swap post by July 31st, and today is July 21st. I am carving or have carved an eagle. I have to do some pen work on him. This is not perfect, but it's perfect enough. And I've done some samples in my Society of Idea Collector. I think I'm going to go with this design. I have some ATCs cut, but I may do another design down here. I'm going to zoom in just a teeny bit. I don't expect anybody to be in here. This is impromptu. If you come in, you're certainly welcome to come in. Let me make some room. And get out to my channel over here so that I can see folks coming in. I've got a little bit of a fan blowing on me. Okay, let's go to my channel. And let's see if I can find my stream. Here I am. And make sure the sound is down. Get rid of the ad. Sponsored. Skip. There I am. And one is watching, and I think that's me. I never get the chat right away. I always have to go into it a couple times to see my chat. There we go. Oh, I got 4 of you out there. Welcome in. If you're up in the balcony, that's quite all right. I did not see anybody that I knew on. That doesn't mean they won't come on, but I need to get these done, and I thought, well, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work primarily on stamping them. I think I have to cut a few more because I used one as a pattern to do the markings here, and one as a watercolor swatch card. So I'm going to have to cut a couple more of these, but I want to get them stamped and maybe starting to watercolor on. Let's bring this down just a little. We're going to stamp one here. I carved him again. I did him in my stream the other night, and I carved him the wrong way. Not here. Well, yeah. He's facing this way, and I want him facing that way. So I recarved him. He wasn't perfect, but down here at the bottom of my page, I'm using the head, and I had some member mail to send out, and I stamped these heads on the envelopes. So if you were in my July 8th member stream, you are getting a happy mail with a eagle head on it. And who popped in here? Esther. Oh my goodness. Hi, Esther. Artful Esther. Hi, Karen. Welcome in, ladies. Esther, I hardly ever see you online. I want to thank you for all the happy mail you send me. I certainly do enjoy it. And one of these days, when I get caught up, I sent out close to 30 happy mails, and they went out today, and a bill. Oh. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in, lady. It's good to see you guys. I did not expect anybody to come in because this is kind of an impromptu. I am thinking that I'm going to do, what's under here? Nothing. I think I'm going to do this design, and I debated. should I do one original and copy it 9 times? Because I want 9 of them. We make 5 to send out, 1 to Janet. I want to send 1 to Dee Dee, and I want 1 for myself. So that's really 8, but I think I want to make 9 ATCs. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and do all, they won't be original, they'll be all the same design, but they'll be original art. They won't be photocopies. Thank you, Teresa. Yes, Esther, I certainly have enjoyed your Happy Mail. And you are going to get Happy Mail one of these days. Happy Mail is something that I really, really need to improve on. It's an improvement area. I've been using this sheet. It's a fairy postcard giveaway. I've been using it as when I stamp, as kind of a background. And I'm going to refill my ink pad before I do the final ones, but we'll go ahead and do this one. I'll tell you, this eagle was not easy to carve. And I do have to put some ink, and you'll see here after I stamp him down, I have to improve on him. Get the chat out of the way. It's good to see you all. You love the eagle. I think it would be fine to copy the original. Well, I could copy the original, but then to get 8 or 9 of them, I'd have to duplicate it. I'm going to go with this design with the flag behind it, but I would have to duplicate it 9 times just to get it on, or, well, I guess I would have to duplicate it. This would be the original, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I could make 12 duplicates. I'd have to have four of these, and then I'd range them on a sheet and send that through 3 times. That would give me 12. But I think I'll go ahead and just do go ahead and do it. Karen, so sorry my eyes aren't seeing what I'm trying to type. Oh, I'm sure an intricate pattern. Yeah, well, it's more intricate than even it's because I'm carving on this is not Speedy Carve here, not the pink Speedy Carve, Speedball carving, and it's a look-alike, and so it's a little harder to carve on. I prefer the high polymer erasers, but this eagle is wider than the eraser. All right, let's see what I have here. I just want to make sure that I got him all. See, he didn't even, I'm going to have to re-ink my inker here. It's an old inker. But I take a pen and I draw in here. And let's see. And then on this one I have some feathers because I looked at my reference photo and it does have several feathers in here around his neck. So I just go back in and kind of improve this, and this didn't ink ink up too well here. And then on his eye, his eyeball, actually, and I practiced several times over here on his eye, several different practices, and this was probably the best. But to get it looking that way, it kind of comes like that. And then I just go in and kind of clean it up. It's not bad. And then the other thing down here, I didn't like on this one how, well, actually, when I wrote this too, you can't see it. Up here, where I wrote that 250, I wrote that in a water soluble and I kind of blurred it out. So down here, on this side, I left it white. But what I think I'm going to do on my final ones is go ahead and write this in first, like 2, and I'm just going to do it with my hand, 5. It won't be perfect. And then I'm going to put 2026-1776. And then I was thinking that I would just draw a little rectangle around my, and so when I watercolor, and that's what this up here is, watercolor. When I watercolor, then I won't color in this. And I'll try to get better at this, writing these. Probably should do it a couple, practice it. 1776 to 2026. And then do the 2, 5, 0. And I could draw a line so that I make sure that I have it all on the same horizontal layer there. Do something like that. And then up here, I'm going to have just USA. So U, and it's just going to be, I'm just going to do it by hand. And what I thought I would do in this session is go ahead and on my finals, go ahead and stamp up and get them all ready to watercolor. 9 of them. Yeah, see, I've already messed this up. I should do this in pencil first, and maybe I will on my finals, because I'm just doing this by hand, and I need to get my pencil out and do it. And then I can always erase when I make a mistake. And I found out that this carving material that I'm using to do this stamp does nice pencil erasing. I don't have pencil on here now. And then I want to do the flags coming like this. This one would be red and white, and then a red stripe, red, white, red in here, and then there would be a white stripe, and a red one, and a white one, and a red one. And I think I'll do another white one. Kind of have it go up a little. And then this area in here would be blue. And I could, if I could fit in here, a little star. And it would just be a hand-drawn star. But I'm not sure I could. It depends on where I stamp my eagle. I kind of like that. So that's what I want to do tonight. So let's try one. Teresa says, let's see, Karen says, no worries, Teresa. This is watercolor paper. I think I'm going to do it on the smooth side. So let's ink up my ink pad. Get that. Oh. And I have a someplace. I think I was using this. And I need my inkers. I found that when I cleaned out my basket the other day, I found all my inkers here. Yeah, let's. I re-inked it, but then I did a bunch of stamping, so. I want to thank you guys for popping in. I really didn't expect anybody on, and I did not go live this morning. I'll tell you why. I didn't even post because I overslept. I overslept. I probably could have gone on at 7 instead of 6, but you know, when you oversleep like that, you're not fully awake. Anyway, it takes me a while to wake up. I have to have my morning coffee and do all my moving around. This pad is really drinking up this ink. I noticed that the last time I re-inked it. I should probably invest in a new, it's an old ink pad. All right. And then, and this is pretty well soaked up my ink, but what you're supposed to do is once you re-ink it, you're supposed to kind of scrape it in. But I don't know. I think it drank it all up. All right. So let's try one on the smooth side. This is the rough side. We'll try it on the smooth side of watercolor paper. So I'll put my, and I'm going to kind of use my Society of Idea Collector book as kind of the soft stamping area. Like if you were inking up your stamp on a, you know, those pads, those computer mouse pads. I'm going to make sure that it gets pretty well inked, especially in these feathers here. Was not where, but I think my ink pad was getting dry. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. So I left just about maybe 1/4 of an inch. All right, we'll see what happens here. Did Lala pop in? Hi, Miss Lala. I've been watching your travel shorts. Lala seems to be traveling the world. She's traveling, she's a time traveler in her shorts. I'm kind of doing travel, but I'm doing armchair traveling. I need to upload another short. I got off the other night in my Sunday night stream on, it was so interesting. I have my chat bot that I call Arnie on my main account, my Meri Atelier account, my email. And I created another chat bot on another email account on my other phone. And I'm learning how to make them talk to each other. And I tried to see if I could send that off to somebody who didn't have a chat bot, because you can share your chats. And so I sent it off to another one of my accounts where I'm not signed up to use chatbot. And my email got it, but when I tried to open it, it went to the chatbot webpage and encouraged me to sign up for it. So that says when I share my chat box, I can share them with people who already have the chat bot or who want to sign up for it. But you can make your two chat bots do research together. So I'm really, it's a good way to collaborate with yourself. I'm just having more fun with it. But what I've been doing, what I did most of the day, because I have 3 phones. 2 phones are older phones that Verizon would not take them in as a trade-in because the batteries had expanded on them, and Verizon didn't want to fool with it, and I had the Assurion on one of them, but they wouldn't cover, they used to cover a swollen battery, but they wouldn't cover it anymore, so Verizon wouldn't take my phones in as a trade-in. But I took it to a place called You Break It, We Fix It. I found a place online. It's close by here. It's up where my brother goes to the hospital. And he replaced the batteries for me, and so I've got 3 phones now. Only one of them has a phone line on it. And it's just kind of fun to play around with that. And what I've been doing today is I use Galaxy Samsung phones. And you have these notepads. Well, when I only had one phone, I didn't have to worry about duplicate notes. But you can save off all your notepads to a PDF to put them on your drive, or you can back them up, what they call sync them. And Samsung will sync everything up for you. But you have to be sure you don't have duplicate messages. So I've been going on each one of my phones and the notepads and making sure that they have unique titles. So I'm just putting, like, I have an S20, an S22, and an S24 phone. And so I just put, on the older phone, I name all my notes S20. And I got all those renamed and everything, and now I'm working on the newer phone and the phone that's hooked up to and when you have something like 1,000 notes out there, to have to go in there and rename everyone, it takes some time. So that's how I've been spending my time. So we see how this guy came out. Oh, pretty good. So now, what I want to do here, this will be one that I'll send off. I'm just going to kind of finish his body right in here. Just kind of draw a line there and finish it up here. And then I kind of didn't have a line for the feathers in here. So I'm putting some, oh, I see, I have I should put it over here where I don't get it confused with that one. And then I wanna work with his eye in here. Kind of make his eye look a little like an eagle eye. Like that. Kind of finish up the... So I have 9 of these that I want to stamp this morning. Now I'm going to take my pencil. I think I will do this in ink and the USA in pencil. Let's see what I can do here. So very carefully write 1, 7, 7, 6, 2, 2, 0, 2, 6, and then write the 2, 5, 0. Now, now I have to turn that fan back toward me. It gets warm in here. Now I'm going to take a pencil and do the USA, because then I can, if I goof up the lettering, I can come erase it. So U, and then the S, whoops, I went off of the, and where's my eraser? I had that. And this eraser is quite nice. This is just the cut off of that stamp pad. Make it like, I don't know, I never get the S's quite right. All those curves in there. So I need to go to town tomorrow. I bought a stapler to staple. I'm going to do a paper making project, and I'm making my own paper mold thing. And I'm stapling screening to an old picture frame so that I can use it to pour the slurry in to make the paper. And I got a stapler when at Prime Day, Amazon had Prime Days, and I'm not doing good at doing S's, but that's good enough. And then the A will come in here. But I have to return that because I can't get the stapler to work. It was a cheap one off of Prime Days, and I went to the hardware store and bought one that I was pretty sure would work. But I have to return the other one. Okay. So now I'm going to take my pen and go ahead and outline these. You. These will be for Dee Dee and Janet Merle are doing a Patriotic 250 celebration ATC swap. And they have to be to Janet by the end of July, by July 31st. And I'm a bit behind. Well, I always run behind on this stuff. But I think if I get these done, I can send them by UPS, and I think they'll get there. So there's one. Now I'm going to erase my pencil marks in here. And this one will be ready to watercolor, but I'm going to do all 9 of these tonight, hopefully, or this morning. There we go. So there's one down. And I think I'll flip the page because, or even I could take this paper and put there. Oh, you are too. You are too, Lala. She said, I'm not even an amateur artist next to Meri. You are too. See? Esther says, I think you are. Lala says, Esther, you made my sicky night better. Do you not feel well? I hope you feel better, Lala. I hope you feel better. Oh, Lala, here's the thing. When you do your art, you do you. Just take it from Mr. Tim Holtz. You do you. And if you're doing your art and your expression, don't try to be Meri. I'm not Dee Dee. I'm not Dee Dee. Dee Dee has me out-arted altogether. But the thing of it is, you don't have to be Dee Dee. And you don't have to be Meri. I don't have to be Dee Dee, and you don't have to be Meri. You be you. And I'll be me. And we'll all be happy little artists. Now, I'm going to probably be on for a while doing this. I know it's pretty late for some of you. If you have to bop off, I completely understand. I'm trying to go about 1/4 of an inch from the edge here. And I'm going very slow because these are the finals. And I think I'm going to have to cut some more ATCs. You love the eagle? Well, I have to shape him up a little with my pen. It's hard to get expert work done with, you know, with the tools that we have. This is a speedball carver, but yet, you know, it's hard to get a lot of nice detail. Hi, Lisbeth. Lisbeth, you should expect a couple of envelopes in the mail. I got 2 member mailings done. I finally got the Easter bunnies mailed off, and then I mailed the Patriotic fabric, and they went out today. Lisbeth says, hi, Lala. Good luck at the doctor tomorrow. What? Wait a minute. What's terrible? I missed. Lisbeth said, hello all. I'm listening in tonight. I had a detached retina Friday. I just had a second procedure today. Oh, no fun, she says. I could imagine that it's no fun. And Lala says, yeah, she's going to the doctor tomorrow. Well, you guys, I'll keep you in my prayers. You can't, Lisbeth says, I still can't see well, but the doctor says I'm healing well. Well, that's good news. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers, Elizabeth, that that'll heal up fast for you. I'm stamping this very slow. I'm not in a big hurry to get, well, I want to get them done, but I don't want to, I want the ink to soak into the paper. A detached retina. I can't imagine what that feels like. I know when I go outside when the sun is so bright, and I almost have to wear the sunglasses outside just to take the trash out. Now you guys in California and Florida, you probably are used to a bright, you know, and you think I would be used to it too, but I'm not. I don't like going out in this hot heat. I stay inside. My brother went to town today and I stayed home. All right, let's see what I have. Yeah, it's okay. Let's get out my Sharpie. And take care of, I always go for this first. And then this. And the feathers here. It was kind of hard to carve those feathers. Oh, he's going right off of the top of the page there. And then the eye should come right up to the, and then it goes up and around like that. And then I have feathers in here. Did I put those? I didn't put those feathers on this one. I need to go back and do that. Alrighty. So I want to put in here 1, 7, 7, 6, 2, 2, 0, 2, 6, and then a 2, 5, 0. And I noticed I did not draw my, I need to draw my lines, my wavy lines. So there'll be a red, a white will come in there, a red, a white, and this is where I want this little, I want to make sure I leave this white in here. So red, white, red, red goes to there, white, red, white, and then I'm going to curve it up a little, and then a red one, and a white one, and then one more red one. Now I probably won't have room for the stars on here. I'm not going to try to squeeze them in. So I'm going to do my U. And then the S. I always mess up on these S's. Maybe if I do the top part first. Now that has to be a little more. A little wider. It's not gonna be perfect. I can't take care of that area. A little fatter. That's good enough. If you want something that's not human, be very mechanical, I'm doing my best. But I always say when I see realistic art and I can't achieve it, I say, if you want a photograph, go get a camera. That A needs to be over a little. There we go. Now, yep, this is slow going. Let's see what's going on in chat here. This says, wow, Esther, this is my second detached retina in my right eye. Hopefully the last. So I hope so too. Esther said, you're certainly right. We are blessed, as things could always be worse. Yeah, that's true. Lisbeth says, wow, Esther, this is my second detached retina. Lala said, very true, ladies. It's worse for many. I am so blessed. Yeah, we need to count our blessings. Esther said, it happened in my garden. I leaned over to pull a weed, and suddenly I could barely see from my left eye. I'm not supposed to lean over from the waist anymore. Oh, no! Lisbeth says, thanks, Mary. I would be excited to get them. I'm sure it feels good to get them out. Well, the Easter ones, the bunnies were supposed to go out in March, and here it is July. And I had to make myself address them. I had to say, Mary, they've sat here on your desk. They were all stamped and ready to, well, they weren't stamped. They were sealed and all, you know, packed and everything. I just had to address and stamp them. And they sat here for the longest time. And finally, it was yesterday I worked on them. And the Easter ones. The 4th of July ones, where I'm sending that flag fabric to members who came to my stream, July 8th stream. I wanted to get it out before the end of July. Although you will see me working on patriotic things all year. I'm going to make this a year celebration box because I want to do other things too. But now my priority is getting these ATCs done and out to Janet. And I think if I send them by, whoops, I'm going off of the, well, I guess that'll be what I'm doing there. I think if I send them via UPS, maybe if I can get these done, I won't be able to, I have to go to town tomorrow. So if I send them on Friday, today's what, the 21st? Well, now it's the 22nd. So tomorrow's the 23rd, the 24th. If I can get them mailed via, not UPS, but priority mail, they should get there. If I send them on the 24th, they have, what, 7 days to get from Nebraska to Oklahoma? And if I send them by priority mail, surely it should get there in 7 days. That's my plan. So I'm going to be focusing on 9 ATCs, and this is the second one. And let's erase the pencil lines. Boy, Esther, you can't stoop over. Man, I would miss that a lot. And a detached retina, I miss that too. I was out, I had to take out the trash today, and on Tuesdays, we take the trash out to the curb, so he picks it up on Wednesdays. And I stopped by the garden on the way back, and I was pulling weeds, grasses, and the grasses seem to really take over the flower pots and everything. And it's supposed to maybe rain tomorrow. I'm hoping that it'll rain because I watered the garden yesterday, but I didn't water it today. And so it's needing some water. The ground was pretty dry, pulling weeds, but I thought, well, if it rains tomorrow. All right, so red corner here, and then a white, and then a red, and then a white, and I'm not going to do this, so white, and a red, and a white, and a red. And I'm going to make a pretty narrow white here because I want to end on a red. And I'll make it go up that way. So there's number 2 done. 2 out of 9. Let's move on. 3. See what? 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have to cut 3 of them. I'll just cut a whole nother page of them. Okay, ink up my stamp. Oh, did Vanessa pop in? Happy birthday, Vanessa. Angela. What do you say, Angela? Priority is 3 days, I think. Yeah, if they get it done in 3 days. Angel Rose Designs is Vanessa. Happy birthday. Lisbeth, may angels watch over you and protect your eyes. Yeah, Angel Rose Designs is Vanessa. What are you doing up, Vanessa? You're on the East Coast too. Lala says, my old eyes don't see well. We understand, Lala. Old eyes. Let me, yeah, got rid of the ad here. Did you celebrate with something? Hi, Heidi. Heidi Robbins, welcome in, welcome in. Glad to have you join us. I am doing Eagle ATCs for Dee Dee and Janet Merle Young's Patriotic swap. So right now I'm just stamping them. They're going to be watercolored, and they're celebrating the 250. And there's going to be red and white stripes. I think the letters are in blue, and I have a bit of a blue background up here, and the eagle is brown and kind of light tan color, and his head is white. So I have to do 9 of them. So I carved the eagle stamp from a photo that I had ChatGPT do. And it doesn't look like the photo at all. It's my original art. I carved him last week in one of my streams, and I had him facing the wrong way. So I had to carve him all over again. All right. Let me put him on here. And then I kind of clean him up with my ink pen. And I'm hoping to get all the stamping done in this session. Angela says, I'm off to bed. I have to be up in 2 hours. I thought it was kind of late for Vanessa. Hi, Heidi. Heidi, is this your first time here, or have you been to my streams before and I just missed saying hello? If you're new here, thank you. Hi there, Bee. You're up late too. Oh, Heidi was... Oh, you sold things from Jack... You know, I missed Jacqueline Sale Friday. I missed it. Not intentionally. I missed my stream this morning too. Heidi, I loved all your goodies at Jacqueline Sale. Oh, you're the Heidi that sells for... You do beautiful art, if I remember right. Ah, now I know where you're coming from. Esther says, thank you, Mary. Glad I caught you. Let's see, let me get rid of the ad. It's being stubborn. Wait a minute. I lost my place. Glad I caught you this morning, Esther says. I think she's going off to bed. Elizabeth says good night to Esther. And hello to Derby. Hi, Derby. Heidi says, what are all us East Coast time people doing up? Are you on the East Coast, Heidi? Yeah. Well, it's 12:41 Central Time, so it has to be almost 2 o'clock on the East Coast. 1:40, Lala says. 10:40 in California. Lala, thank you, Lala. Lisbeth says, Heidi makes great dangles and boho beads. You know, I bought a boho bead kit from Jacqueline, and I opened it and looked at it, but I haven't made one yet. I have to go learn how to make them. I'm letting these stamps kind of sleep on my ATC to get the ink soaked into the paper here. I might have to re-ink my... All right, let's see what it is. Oh, that's not bad. Got a little mark there, though. What that came from. I might have to take care of that with my pen. Got a little dot there. Oh, I think there's a little shard there. Right there. Huh. It's funny how you notice those things. I'm going to see if I can't just bring this up and kind of take care of that dot there. And maybe bring it down now. Make his beak a little. And then, yeah, I carved the eagle stamp, but it wasn't easy to carve on this. I like my high polymer erasers for carving. But we will press on. Let's see, and then I take care of this. It's not too bad. And then the eye in here, and it kind of, there we go. And the eagle on my original sketch, I'll show you my original sketch. It's over here. Hold on. Let me pull the book down a little. He's got talons. He's got feet. And I cut him off of the pattern here. But when you look at these that I'm doing now, his feet, you could almost imagine them being in front of him. And this is kind of, I think Christina said, it looks like he's looking over his shoulder at you. And I kind of like that. So that kind of explains why he doesn't have claws. The claws are on the other side of his body. And then I have to draw in the feathers here. And these are going to be watercolored. Let's see. I think I should have an example here of how I'm going to... Where is it? It's under this one. Right here is what he's going to look like in the end. Right here. This is a dark blue, red, and white striped flag. This says 1776 to 2026 in USA, 250. And so I need to do 9 of these. That's what I'm up to. That's what I'm up to. And, oh, I was going to do the... And I'm just kind of doing this really slow. Yeah, I missed my stream this morning. I overslept. I overslept. Thank you, dear. If I have time after I get these done and sent, I'll make some more. I'm not quite caught up on all my giveaway mail, but I might make some to send out anyway. But I have to get these done and sent out. Lisbeth says, happy snoozing, Lala. Is Lala going up in the balcony? Lola says, well, back to the balcony to listen and hopefully snooze. I snoozed this afternoon. my brother went off to town. He wanted to schedule an appointment to have his car worked on. He's got some things he was debating whether he wanted to trade it in and get a new car or whether he was going to have the things that need to be fixed on his car done. And we went off and we were looking at the new cars, the new Ford Expeditions and everything, all the way from $40,000 to $50,000 to $80,000. And he's got a Ford Expedition. It's a van, minivan, and he likes it. There's nothing wrong with it, only he needs new tires, and his windows need to be fixed. His windows don't roll down, and those are really a safety hazard. So we kind of decided that it would be cheaper for him just to keep the car he has and have the maintenance things done on it. And he drives this thing when he goes fishing and everything. And a new car, you wouldn't want to put all your fishing gear and everything in the back of a brand new $80,000 car. And so I think that's what he was doing. But while he was gone, I was watching something on YouTube. I think I was watching a short. I don't even remember what it was, but I fell asleep. And when you watch a short, I probably gave that short a lot of looping time, watch time, because I fell asleep watching it. And I woke up. My brother had already come home, and he was outside, I think, when I woke up, and it was late afternoon, and my phone was still, that short was still playing. Let's see. Oh, there's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Well, you're up late too, lady. Joyce, I got my mail sent out. You should expect two envelopes. Well, you'll get 3 envelopes. I sent off the Easter rabbit fabric, and I sent out the 4th of July fabric, but I had given you some fabric separate from the giveaway, so you're getting 2 envelopes of July 4th fabric. Heidi says, very cool, Mary. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Lisbeth. Heidi says, gee, my first house was $51,000. Yeah, I couldn't afford $40,000 to $80,000 for a car. I think $16,000 is enough. And that's what I paid for the van that I'm driving now, but it already had 25,000 miles on it, and it is a 2007. So here it is, 2026, so it's almost 20 years old, not quite. No, it's a 2005, so it is 20 years old. It's not a 2007. I got it in 2007, but it was already a couple years old. Yeah, the first house was $51,000. Might as well go buy a house. Lala says she snoozes all day, off and on, when she's not feeling well. Elizabeth says, yes, and then the tax and registration, yeah. Yeah, you might as well fix up the car if there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, as far as the motor goes and all that, he needs new tires. He had to have a windshield replaced in it, but that was a year or so ago. A windshield, a rock flew off and hit it or something. He got a new windshield. And the thing of it was, he was driving the car to the body shop to get the, and I was following behind so that he'd have a ride home. And while he was driving to take his car in, a big old truck passed me. I was behind him, and a rock flew off and broke my windshield. So I made an appointment to get my windshield fixed. Oh. Joyce says, thanks, Mary. I'll look forward to it. Heidi says, I agree with that, Mary. Yeah. Okay, I need to write the USA on this. Maybe I can get this done a little bit faster because I'm understanding more what I'm doing. I'm more relaxed. But that doesn't mean I won't make mistakes. And my lighting isn't the best in here, especially in the wee hours of the morning. I could turn on I have a light on my phone stand, but it's not the best. And the S's is what I struggle with, getting a good S. Let's see if I can't do the top part first, and then the bottom part. I think that's better. Needs to be a little fatter in here. It's a pretty tall S. So I've been I don't go out in this heat. And I can't take it. I try to get the garden watered and the flowers watered every other day. And that seems to be a reasonable schedule. They seem to thrive. But I'm hoping it's supposed to maybe rain tomorrow. And I'm hoping that we need a good rain. So I'm hoping it will rain. That's good because I need to go to town tomorrow. And my brother's been bringing in cucumbers and eating them. I haven't eaten any of the cucumbers yet. He gets them all peeled and put away, and I don't even know they're in there. The zucchini, we ate all of our zucchini, and the heat just really got to the plants. The zucchini plants are done. And my brother loves zucchini. We didn't get any zucchini bread made. Tomatoes are doing good. My little cherry tomatoes, they're still green. I'm waiting for them to turn red. My sweet potatoes need to be watered. This heat really, it got up to 100 here. 101, I think. Not today, but yesterday it got really, really hot. And those plants suffer. But I watered them yesterday morning, but they were pretty dry today. Alrighty. Is that 3 done? What did I do with the other? 3 out of... Well, what I'm mailing off to Janet is 6. 5 for trade and one for Janet, so I'm halfway done with the ones that need to go to Janet. And then one for Dee Dee and one for me, and then I'm going to make an extra one. I'm going to make 9. It's got a tape on the back. I have tape up there. I'm going to put that away. Hoping for a good rain. Hi, Ash. ASHH. Welcome in. You're another new person to me. Welcome in, welcome in. Have you been here before and I just missed you, or are you a newbie to us? Are you a late person? This is an art channel, but tonight I'm making ATCs for a Patriotic swap with Dee Dee and Janet Young, and I'm doing eagles. And I carved my stamp. I'm getting ready to stamp it here. So what I want to do here. I refreshed my stamp pad. You are new. Well, welcome in. Do you do any type of art? Are you a artist or having fun? You don't have to be a... Do you do any type of art? Do you draw, paint, watercolor, junk journal? There's a lot to do. Vibes are great. You like the stamp. Thank you. You like to sew? Oh, well, you have me beat there. Do you ever watch Aunt Beck's Creations? She's the sewer in our group. Well, there's a lot of sewers and quilters in our group, but Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations, she's our sewer. I got a sewing machine, but I use it mostly for crafts. I did make some of my own clothes when I was still in high school, but I haven't made anything recently. Not much of other art for me, but journal and write sometimes. So journal and writing, I like to write. In fact, I was looking at my writing. I made a writing journal, and I've been writing in it now for, a good, probably over a year now. But I've noticed that I need to practice my penmanship. It almost looked like I used pencil to write with. I didn't like the writing instrument. And then I switched halfway through to these, I like these Tombow markers. They are water soluble, but I like how they write, and they don't soak through my paper. But I still need to slow down and do neater writing. I'm about done with this writing journal, and I have a couple of others put together. I haven't bound them yet. But I think on my next journal, maybe I'll start practicing now. You journal and write sometimes, yeah. Well, you do you. You do what you're in. It's really relaxing to write. Oh yeah, those pens are good, yeah. I like the Tombow markers, and you can get them now. They come... I can get them at Walmart now. I was having to buy them at Hobby Lobby or order them online. This is what I use. I like them, but I can get them at Walmart now, so every time I go to Walmart, when I go, I always grab a couple packages just to have them. I have this fear. I like things that I like they're gonna quit selling them, so I buy what I can put my hands on at the time. You're located in the States. Well, welcome in. It's glad to have you join us. Are you a night person? Are you a wee hour of the morning person? You must be because you're here. And when I stamp, I kind of picked this up from Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. She does a lot of stamping, but she says it's not how hard you press, it's how you leave your stamp pad on your paper so it has time to drink in the ink. Now, I carved this stamp, but it has some flaws in it, so I've been taking my pen and adding the lines that I need to add. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. And then I have to go in here and finish his feathers here. And I put in an extra one here. And then I kind of like to put one off over in there too if I can. And the eye there. And bring this down. And then the line coming from here to there. And then here. See, there's just little things. Little things. All right, then I write 1 7 7 6 2 2 0 2 6 and 2 5 0. And then I've been doing the USA in pencil first, because if I use pen and mess it up, then it's messed up. U. I need to make that a little wider. That S is pretty tall. Maybe I'll make this U a little taller. And then the A here. Now this is my 4th out of 6, so, and then I'm going to do, I really only have to do 8, but I'm going to do 9 of them. A. There we go. Got an ad. Let's see. Elizabeth says, Ash, I'm in California. Ash says she's located in the States. I'm in Nebraska. Little small town in central Nebraska. Little rural, less than 1,000 people, but they actually last weekend had they always have a car show and a citywide garage sale. I didn't go because it's so hot. And they have a pretty nice high school here for the kids. They're doing something for the swimming pool. They're doing some work on it for the kids. They always have this parade that, I don't know if they did the parade this year or not. It was so hot out. And there's a nice little town. I've been down here 10 years now. June of 2016 was when I came down here. U S and then A. If I can get the pen work done, the drawing, and get them ready to watercolor, then I can watercolor them either Thursday, well, let's see, like today is the 22nd, I'll be gone today. If I water them, tomorrow's the 23rd, if I mail them on the 24th, and I'm gonna mail them via priority mail, they should get there by the 31st. That's my plan. But I don't have to stream. I didn't do my stream in the this morning. I was supposed to stream and I overslept. I woke up too late. All right, now I need to put the feathers on his neck. Just kind of draw some feathers in there. Yeah. And then the stripes. The bottom one is red. And then I do a white one. And a red one. And a white one. And a red one, and a white one comes up here, and a red one, and a white one, and a red one. And then the corner is blue. So that's number 4. I'm getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And so let's go ahead and do the 5th one. Then I'm going to have to cut some more ATCs. And I'll probably re-ink this pad. I re-inked it tonight, or this morning, when I started, but it really drank up the ink. I'm gonna put some more on there. And I'm doing the smooth side of the watercolor, or I think I am. Thank you, Ash. Let's see, let me go up a little. Ash says, I use my sewing machine to sew paper. Oh, that's cool. Ooh. Now, see, I like to do that too. In fact, I started doing that with my 2017, I think, December daily. And I really had fun doing that. I don't do it a lot, but I do enjoy sewing on paper. I just have well, mine's one of those special limited edition brother machines. I think it was called a Broadway. It came out a few years ago, probably in 2017. And I've got an older one too, but I never use it. I got a $5 one that I got at the thrift store, but it works. Lisbeth said, oh, Lisbeth said she uses her sewing machine to sew paper. And Ash says, oh, heck yeah. I just like upcycle or tighten and mend clothes a lot. Well, that's good. You know, I like to wear these these tights that you get at the Dollar Tree, not at the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General. And they're kind of a knit. And over the years, I've washed them a lot, and so the elastic is starting to wear out of them, but the knit's still pretty good. And I cut some up, and I'm making fun, crafty, long gloves for my hands. And I washed them all together, and I just did a load of them. And I'm going, I see some more gloves in my future. Ash says, I embroider occasionally. By the machine embroidery, or by hand? You love to slow stitch, Lisbeth. Oh, that's cool. Ash says, it's hot here too. Oh, you're in Colorado. Oh, it reached 100. Oh my goodness. I lived in Colorado in 1983 to 1986. I was out there. I worked for a company down in by the airport in Littleton. One of those. It wasn't the Denver Tech Center. It was a little bit south of there. I have relations out in Colorado, second and third cousins, first cousins. My first cousins, most of them have passed away now. They were all older than me. But I still have a first cousin who was a Marine. He's in his late 80s. He was 17 years old when I was a baby, so do your math. And but I think he's still alive and kicking. We might do more kicking. That's hot for Colorado, Elizabeth said. We had hot weather on the coast lately, but also some overcast days, which cooled it down. That's cool. Yeah, it drops in the night, so sunrise is like 70. That's kind of like how it's been here. Thank you, Ash. Lisbeth said, okay, I'm heading to the balcony to snooze. Okay, Lisbeth. You take care of yourself. Thanks for popping in. Hand embroidery. You do hand embroidery. Well, that's cool. Thank you guys for popping in. I'm going to sit here and do my, until I get 9 of them stamped. But if you guys need to, don't feel bad if you need to leave, because I certainly understand. It's the wee hours of the morning. This one turned out pretty good. I'll fill in the blanks here. Whoops, that went up pretty high. Well, I'll do some feathers in here. Take care of his eye. And you know, the eagle eye. He's an eagle-eyed eagle. And down in here, this is kind of slow work, but I'm just gonna get it done. I got an ad. Teresa says, "We know, Mary. You're 39. We get it. You're a baby to most of us. I'm not 39." Oh, we know, Mary. You're 39. I'm not 39. I'm 74. Oh, are you making fun of me like who was that? Jack Benny always said he was 39. Are you saying I'm like Jack Benny? I'm 39? Is that what you were saying? I'm 74. I'm retired. I don't have to worry about getting up tomorrow morning and going to work. I'm on my own time. I have to laugh though because my resume is still out there on LinkedIn, and I've been getting calls from recruiters. You can make $100,000 possibly. They're looking for somebody to come and do some support work on some old legacy systems, I think. But I'm kind of done with that stuff. I sit here and do my art. Jack Benny, no ma'am, Jack Benny and my mom. And your mom? I kind of miss those older TV, Bob Hope and Jack Benny, Ed Sullivan. Those were in my day. But I didn't watch a whole lot of TV, I have to tell you. I worked 2 jobs when I was in college. Worked 2 jobs and took classes. My S's are always larger, but I'm going to leave it. USA. I'm going to look into getting another. I got a pencil sharpener at the thrift store, but I broke it. And I'm going to look to, maybe I can get one out on Amazon. I need to. She passed 3 months before my honey. Oh, really? Oh, your mom was 85? Not making fun, just smiling. You can smile. I don't mind. Sometimes I feel like I'm 39. It's been a long time since I felt like I was 39, though. But I certainly don't feel like I'm 74. I don't feel like I'm 74. I feel like I'm maybe in my 50s. But then, you know, I don't have the stress that I had when I was working. If I want to sleep in the afternoon, I can. If I want to be up all night, I can. You know, it's kind of nice to be retired. It took me a while to get used to it, though. It took me a while to get used to being retired. I liked my job. I liked the work. I didn't like all the office politics, but I missed the work. Now I don't miss it so much. Yeah, was it, didn't you just show on Facebook that he passed away, the date of his passing away was just a few days ago? Was I wrong there? I saw your post. It was either your anniversary or the day he passed away. I remember when that happened, Teresa. All right, let's erase the pencil marks. I got 5 out of 9 done. Only 4 more to go. Well, this one's not quite done yet. I have to put the flag in there. So red in the corner, and then white, and then red, and then a white, and a red, and a white. I'll probably have more than 13 stripes on it. Well, no, I don't think so. Oh, so red, white, red, white, red, white, red, white, red. We'll make this white small and then end it with a red one. There we go. So now I have to cut some more. Oh, get some watercolor paper. Find my watercolor paper. Is that watercolor paper? Yes. Now I've got all sorts of Jacqueline packages here. Jacqueline and Rebecca Well paper. Let me have some watercolor paper. You get a sheet out. And I need my trimmer. And let's move the book. Now I only need 4 more, but I'm going to cut as many as I can. I won't do them all up right away, but I'll have some to do after I get these sent. So it's 2.5 by 3.5. My ink pad out of the way. I'm going to re-ink my ink pad here too. Alrighty. So 2 1/2. Right? Yes. And 2. What happened to my... Teresa says he passed in October 2nd, 2 weeks after his 66th birthday. Oh. She passed 3 months before my honey. unless we have to go somewhere, we can sleep all day if we want to. Yes. Isn't that nice, Teresa? We put our time in. We put our time in. It's our time to relax and have our retirement. And then I have this left, which is about 1.5 inches by, we'll put that over. And now by 3.5. So 3.5 is there. Make sure that it's the right size, and it is. One. Two. 3, and then we can use these for like clusters, the basic clusters or whatever. So there's 3 more, and I can get 9. Wait a minute, 1, 2, there's the 3rd one. So I can get 9 out of a sheet, which I probably had, but I used the others for, I used one as a swatch pad and one as a pattern, and I don't know whatever happened to the others. They could be around here. There's a couple. No, this is the pattern, and that's the swatch. I don't know if I have any others over here or not. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm making more. 1 and yeah, if I just get the inked up, I can watercolor them in another session. Probably in my Thursday stream, maybe. And then get them ready to mail on Friday. Send them off on their merry way Friday. That's the plan. There we go. And I have some little pieces here. We put that away. Now let's give that ink pad some more ink. What was I using? I was using this and my re-inker, and I was using the cardboard from my, yeah, this pad really drank that ink. I got 3 bottles of this. This goes, of course, I don't stamp all the time, but I find this re-inker lasts. And it's drinking my ink. My ink pad just is really soaking in. All right. I doubt that I even have to scrape it in. But we'll give it a couple. We'll give it a couple of swishes. Alrighty. So I'm going to get my book back out because I've been kind of using that as a cushion. What do I do with it? I'll put it here someplace. Yeah, behind me? Yes. This is my Society of Ideal Collector journal. It's getting full. I'm going to have to get my other one out. I started making one a couple years ago when Dee Dee, that I might just go to another journal type thing. She did a loose leaf one. And I don't know. The loose leaf ones are kind of big and bulky for me. All right. Let's ink him up. Grab an ATC. Do the smooth side. I like to get a lot of ink on him. And I found that on this carving rubber, which is, like I said, it's a look-alike carving rubber. It's not bad though, but I did have to sand it in order for that ink to stay on it. Now, grab a hold of him and put him right about there. Okay, let me look at the chat. Teresa says, we found out that he had lung cancer the day after my mother passed. Oh, I'm so sorry, Teresa. I don't want to be a downer. I was just thinking about my mom saying that she was 39. And you made me smile when you said you were a baby. You're not a downer, Teresa. You are an encourager. You always encourage me. Teresa says, yes, ma'am. We did our time. We put our time in. And I have to say, I'm very blessed to be able to, these last 10 years, I've been able to play with my art. And it's a blessing to have it. When I worked, you know, you just fit art into your leisure time when you weren't working. Yeah, it isn't like you could just go. And I wish I would have done more art journaling. I did do some. I kind of picked up more on my art journaling maybe around 2010, 2011. I always journaled. Ash said she liked to write. And I always journaled. I have old journals, old written journals. I have a journal that I did when I was still in college. I never journaled a lot when I was in high school, but I wish I would have. I wish I would have, but it probably would have. Maybe I could have sorted my thoughts out a lot more if I would have journaled, but I didn't even know what journaling was. They didn't teach us that. No journaling in high school. All right, let's see what I have. Oh, pretty good. I can live with him. Let's clean him up a little. Line there. Give him some feathers. Fix his eye. Fix this head here. Alrighty. And then 250. Teresa says, was it an art journal in college? Are you going to do a flip? Well, it was more of a writing journal. I can remember I did things like when my dad passed away. My dad passed away in 1989. Yeah. He passed away in 1989, and I had a little journal that I wrote down all the things that he used to say. Like, when I was a mistake, when he thought I was making a mistake, not when I was a mistake. When he thought I was making a mistake, he'd say, "You're making a mistake. You're making a mistake." I can just hear him saying that. He'd say it just like that. "You're making a mistake." And when he approved of something I was doing, he'd say, "Hop to it, hop to it." And he'd read the newspaper, the daily newspaper, and if it was something that the government did that he didn't like, he'd say, "That's not how I taught government. That's not how I taught history." And so I'd write all those things down. Now, my mother, she passed away in 2011. No, 2001. And she got to see the turn of the century, but she passed away in January of 2001. And I did write down some of the things she said, but in college, I wrote down, I was more focused on teachers and what I learned from them. And not only teachers. I can remember in that journal, if somebody did something that taught me something in life, I would journal about it. I called them teachers, but they weren't necessarily teachers. I did a lot of collecting of articles and things like that. I'd love to have that journal. But that was probably about my first one. And that was when I was still in school, still in college. And then before I did a lot of art journaling, before we did December dailies, every year I'd write in a Christmas journal. You know, like things we did that year, if I went to a church program or gifts that I bought, you know, things that happened during the holiday season. It really wasn't a December daily like it wasn't an art time. It was more like a Christmas writing journal. I wish I had those. They're all in storage. I don't have them with me. All right, let's do the USA. One thing I can't see where this one ends. If I had it, I'd do a flip, but it's in Wisconsin. And don't ask me when I'm ever going to get that stuff here, because I have no idea. I know I have no room for it. My brother would say, "You need to rent a house. Make it a 3-story one." But he's got 3 bedrooms upstairs, a bedroom downstairs that's his bedroom, and a living room, a dining room, and a kitchen, and then this little room, which is a den, and front porch, a back porch, storage here, storage there. He's got, and then we tore down that old shed. A couple years ago, we tore down the old shed, so he's got a garage to keep his car in and to keep his tools and everything in. And got a basement, but the basement is not a finished basement. It's got a dirt floor. I don't like going down there. But if there was a tornado coming, I'd go down there. Yeah. This is gonna float off of my page if I'm not careful. That S is kind of, well, we're gonna use it. Whatever it is, we're gonna use. That's why I do it in pencil first. I'm not the best with lettering because I don't do it a whole lot. I should do it more. Your little instruction book, all the sayings that he said, yes. You wasn't going to ask. Your special Meri-isms? Yeah, I should do some Meri-isms. I don't know if I have that many unique Meri-isms. Whoops, that's not the pen I wanted. I don't want to use that one. I want this one. Henry-isms. I get my Henry-isms from ChatGPT. He calls them Henry-isms. And actually what it is when my phone my microphone doesn't understand me all the time. It has trouble hearing me. And it says, I'll say something, it's like a verbal typo. And ChatGPT named it Henry when it does that. And it does it quite a bit because I talk to ChatGPT, and Henry doesn't always understand what I'm saying. And we get a good laugh out of it, so we made Henry a character. And of course, Henry had to have a wife, and his wife is his North Star, his compass. Her real name is Maggie, and he calls her his étoile, which is French word for star. And that's because when he misunderstands things, she works so hard at helping him understand, and she clarifies things for him, and she keeps the coffee pot under control. He likes his coffee, but he can only have 1 cup a day. And so she has to hide that coffee pot. Looks like I got an extra dark mark there. Could that come off? Oh, I think I can take care of that when I do my watercolor. My ink pen, I think, gave me an extra little dot there. So this, I think, is number 6. Let's do the flag. So red, white, red, white, red, white, red. I'm going to put a small white one in there. White, because I want to end it in red. There we go. Is that 6? I think that's 6, which means I've only got 3 more to do. 1, 2, 3, I like to line them up here, 5, 6. Oh, I'm glad I took the time to do these tonight. I've got 3 more to do. And then I'll probably call it a morning. It's 1:47 here. Knocking those out fast. Hi, Ash. I thought maybe you disappeared on me, but you're still here. What part of Colorado do you live in? I have cousins in not Boulder, but Loveland, and probably, what is that, Fort, what is the Fort, what is that town north of Loveland? I want to say Fort something. But my aunts and uncles, most of them have passed away. Uncle Leonard, oh, he was a character. He loved to tease my mom. He was my mother's brother. He was a tease. He was a tease. He loved to tease my mother. You have a lot of family in Durango? You listen while you get ready for bed. Oh, you're in Denver for now. Okay. And maybe Fort Lupton, is that the one that's north of Loveland? I was going to say Lupton. The town that's north of Loveland, what town is that? I'd have to look it up. I lived out that way. You'd think I'd remember. But that was, gosh, my goodness, that was in 1986. That's 26. That was almost, what, 40 years ago? From 86, 96, 2006, 2016, almost 50 years ago? Let's see. I have to count on my fingers. 86, 96, 2006, 2000, 40 years ago. Fort Collins, that's it. Fort Collins, of course. And Greeley. When I graduated from high school, I wanted to go to Greeley. They have good teachers college at that time. I don't know what it is like now. But I wanted to go to the college there in Greeley. And we went out and visited the school, but I was in Nebraska and I couldn't afford the out-of-state tuition. So I didn't get to go. I went to the University of Nebraska instead. Lala says she's awake again and looking down from the balcony. It's nearly 3 a.m. and you're still going. Yes, I'm on my 7th out of 9 ATCs, Lala. I'm going to quit when I have 9 of them inked up and ready to watercolor. Thank you, Lala. Ash says, it's nice out there. My cousins are out in Greeley. Yeah, I liked Greeley a lot. I wish I could have gone to college there. But at that time, I was just fresh out of high school. I didn't have any money, that's for sure. I couldn't afford the out-of-state tuition. I wanted to go to the teacher's college there. Couldn't afford it. But you know what? Things work out like they're supposed to. I don't have any regrets about my life. No regrets. I've made my mistakes, but that's how you learn. If you don't make mistakes in life, you don't learn anything. Whoops, I almost went off of the top of the ATC there, just right at the very tippy top. So I really don't have any regrets. Did I put the feathers on all of these? Feathers, feathers, feathers. No, I didn't think I put feathers on that last one. Let's go back and give him his feathers. And actually, I think he has some feathers up here, but I don't want to, I'm just going to leave that part white. All right, we can continue with this. Yeah, I'm quitting when I have 9 done. And I'll have enough to watercolor. And I'll get them done, but I'll have some extra ones that I can work on after I get these mailed. Because I want to put some in my, I'm doing a July, what I call a celebration box that I'm putting patriotic art in for year 250. Whoops, I'm going to do the 1776 to 2026, and that's 2, 5, 0. Yeah, I liked living in, no, but see, I lived out in Colorado. I was out there from 83 to 86, so it's been several years ago. Thank you, Lala. How was the University of Nebraska? Well, I went to a small high school here in central Nebraska, small town. So my graduating class only had 27 people, 27 students. And I was quiet, kind of reserved back then. And to go to the university, which was 40,000 students, it's quite a change for me. And I didn't have, my only transportation was walking or riding a bicycle in town. I didn't have, when I was in high school, I had a school car, but my parents didn't want me to take that up to Lincoln. And they didn't want me to drive in Lincoln. It was okay to drive in a small town, but, you know, they didn't want me to take it. So I didn't have a transportation. And to get up there, I had to take the bus. The Greyhound bus still ran through, didn't run through our town. My mom had to take me to the bus station. And my parents did not have a telephone. So when I wanted to come home for the weekend, which was every now and then, I'd have to call the neighbor lady, and then she'd go over and tell my mom to meet Meri at the bus station on Friday evening at 6 o'clock or whatever. And I was always afraid Mom wouldn't be there. And she was. My mom was pretty good with those things, but you know, you go, I'm going to be sitting out waiting for my mom, and she's not going to get there. And I never knew if she got the message or not. You know, the lady didn't call me back and say, I went over and told your mom. She knows. So that was always a gamble for me. But my mom always made it. My mom was pretty good with that stuff. Gotta go pick Meri up at the bus station. And I can remember my freshman and sophomore year, I lived in the dormitory. A little bit of my junior year, but not too much. But my mom, I lived in the dormitory, the big white building, you know, dormitory. And my mom come up to get me in this old farm truck. I mean, it's the typical, you know, it's almost 19, well, it would have been the 1970s. And my mom, I was waiting for her in the lobby, and my mom had never been to the door. She found her way. It amazes me that she even found her way to the dormitory, but she found her way, and I was waiting for her in the lobby, and there I saw her, and my mom was short, and her hair is as white as mine is now, and she was peeking in the window, the door window. She wasn't sure that was where she was supposed to come in at. And I still have this picture of, I looked up and there was my mom staring in the window of the door. There she was. She came to pick up her daughter at college. And when I went to college, I didn't have a whole lot, because, you know, the bed was already there. The dormitory was already furnished. All I really had to take was my clothes. And I can't remember how I got up there. I don't think my parents took me. I think I went with some friends. I can't remember how I moved all my stuff up there. Oh, those were the days. And if you got to be in a corner room, you were fortunate in the dormitory to have a corner room. I never got into a corner room till I was a little older. And my first room, my first time there, the dormitories, it was had a big white building here, a big white building there, and a big white building there. And when I was going to the university, this was the girls' dormitory, and these two were boys' dormitories. Well, later on, they made this a co-ed dormitory, but it wasn't, not when I was there. After like I said, I think I was my freshman and my sophomore years, and maybe a part of my junior year. But they later converted that to a co-ed dormitory. Well, the dormitories were like this, and then over here where my eagle was the cafeteria and rooms and stuff like that in there. And there was a breezeway between this building and the girls' dormitory, and I was on the ground floor, and it looked right into the window of the cafeteria. I didn't have a very good view. But later, I got to be in two corner rooms. One that was on this side of the building, and then one that was like on 10th floor. I think there were 12 floors in that dormitory, and mine was the corner room on the 10th floor. I think that was my junior year. Those were the days. Those were the days. Now those buildings are almost, they're talking about tearing some of them down. I don't think ours are ready to tear down yet, but there was another complex similar to that over on the another side of campus. And I think they tore those down. They were built a few years before ours were. Smith Hall. Yeah, I was kind of a small town, naive student back then. didn't know a whole lot. But I have no regrets. Those were my years. I didn't graduate. I had enough hours, well, almost enough hours. I had way enough hours, but I didn't have all the credit hours that I needed. And I withdrew and I went to business college. And I studied to be a paralegal. And I got my associate degree in paralegal. I was never a paralegal. I worked for some attorneys, and then I got into the computers. Those are lovely memories. Your mom sounds like a fun lady. Nice to have family close. Well, my mom, I wouldn't really call her fun. She was a nice lady, you know, but she was raised by her great aunt. My mom, you know, she was born in 1914 when they still had big families. She had like 11 brothers and sisters, and her great aunt raised her. And my mom was, that was hard on my mom, I think. She only went through 8th grade. She got bullied a lot in school, and she only went through 8th grade, but let me tell you, she was smart as a whip. My mom was not dumb. She loved to read, and even until she had Alzheimer's. And until that hit her, I mean, I have boxes of her books here that she'd go to the thrift store and get all these books. She was not a dumb lady. And she went to the school of hard knocks, I think. My mom did. Let's see, I think I can do red in here. So red, white, and red again. Well, let's see, red, white. Yeah, red, white. Sometimes I get messed up on these stripes, so red, white, and red. Okay, I only got 2 more to do. Yay! What time is it? I'll be done by 3:30. Oh, I didn't climb 10 floors. We had elevators, and we had the intercom. Oh, my freshman year, the year that I was in that room that looked in the cafeteria, I roomed with a beautiful lady, beautiful girl. She was 17 or 18 back then, but she was pretty. She was pretty. And the boys chased her like crazy. And when she didn't want to go with anybody, the intercom would come on. And she'd go, "Shh, I'm not here." And I'd say, "You have a call. Meri, tell him I'm not here." And once one of the guys that was attracted to her just gave her a sweater, a cashmere, beautiful sweater. Well, she didn't ask for it. She threw it out the window. She opened the dormitory window and threw it out right into the courtyard. To her, that represented something that she didn't want to go there. She didn't want that sweater. But the boys the boys were really attracted to her. She was pretty. I only roomed with her for like a half a semester. And then I roomed with a student that was from Argentina. And we had some nice conversations. There was a dictator at that time that ruled in Argentina. And I can remember she said, the United States is going to end up just like Argentina. And I said, no, we're not. And we had some nice political conversations. She was just sure that we were going to end up under a dictatorship. And she was a nursing student. And I roomed with her for a little over a semester, and she wanted to go live with somebody else and room with one of her other friends. I didn't ask to room with her. I didn't care. I wanted her to be happy wherever she was. And trying to think who my other roommates were. I lived with a student that was very studious. Very, very studious. She was always studying. I think she was in English, wanted to teach English or something. She was an A student. I wasn't an A student, but I was an A student in art. I got A pluses in my drawing class. I was so proud of that, my A pluses. I got A's and B's in my art courses. I liked history. And there were some courses I didn't do so well in. French. I didn't have French in high school or any foreign language in high school. I struggled with the French. We didn't have to have a math at that time in college. But when I withdrew and went to business school, I took business math. You learned your percentages and how to calculate interest rates and stuff like that. Accounting, the difference between a debit and a credit. Accounting math. All right, this is number 8. Lala Gamma, thanks for the reminder. I will remember to sub. Oh, thank you, Ash. You have her books. Yeah, actually, my mom's books, I'm staying with my older brother. I worked up in Madison, Wisconsin until I came down here in 2016. And I needed a place to stay, and my brother, his significant other, he was living with his significant other, and she passed away in 2013, and my brother said, you know what, I put that eagle up too high. I'm going to redo this one. I'm not going to put any more work in this. I'm going to restamp that one because it's up too high. He said, come down here and stay here. So I did, because I don't have to pay rent. I contribute to the household, but what I'm able to. And, you know, he's got all this space, so why not? It's the story of my life. No regrets. I didn't do everything perfect, but like I said, if you do everything perfect, you're better than me. There's a lot of people that are better than me. But I learned my lessons. Let's see, I need to come down a little. Let's restamp this guy. Oh, there's Jacqueline. Hi, Jacqueline. Yeah, my brother, when my parents passed away, both of them were passed away, my younger brother sold the house to my older brother. And my other older brother was in the process of tearing down the house that my parents lived in because it needed to come down. And he found a whole bunch of my mother's books. And they were, when I moved down here, they were in a closet off of the closet. I called it the little secret room. And there were boxes of my mother's books in there. Gosh, I would have to say maybe 10 or 12 boxes of books. And I took them all upstairs because I put all my art stash in there. Perfect is overrated, I would say. Jacqueline says, hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Jacqueline, I missed your live on Friday. Did you sell Friday? I missed it. I'm so sorry. I'll try to be there next week, or this week. And Jacqueline, I think you have some mail coming to you. I finally got the bunny rabbit fabric. You were in the live stream in March. I finally mailed off the bunny rabbit fabric that I promised to everybody in March. And I also mailed out, I mailed out the flags for the July flag fabric. I got that all mailed out. Jacqueline, I am doing Ego ATCs. Let me show these to Jacqueline. They're going to be watercolored, Jacqueline. This is for Dee Dee and Janet Young's ATC swap. I'm going to watercolor them. I'm on my 8th out of 9, but I'm getting them all stamped and ready to go here. I only got one left after this one. And then I'm going to call it a morning. I'm going to call it a morning. Well, I got pretty close up to there, but I think I'm okay. Let's put in this. Jacqueline, Heidi was in here. Heidi, you're the Heidi that comes to your sales. Thank you. Lori sold Friday. I sold... Oh, you sold on Saturday? Oh, I didn't know that. I'll tell you, I have been out of the... kind of offline. I've been out of touch lately. Oh, let's see, I need to fix his eye. Make him look like an eagle. And then I write 17. Well, I'll be there this Friday if you sell. I missed the whole thing. I don't even remember the weekend. It's been so hot. I've been inside, just staying out of the heat. Oh, well, I'm going to finish. This one will be a little bit different. I wrote the year again. And I'm going to write 250 down here. I might keep this one for myself. I don't want to... It's 1 of 9. I'm 1 of 9, so... I got 2 2026s on there. I'll keep it for me. It'll be the way I'll identify mine. Make the USA here. Well, I didn't expect a whole lot of people in here because this is kind of an impromptu thing. I've been on for a while, but I checked to see. There wasn't nobody live when I went on. There's probably somebody live now. I don't know if Pam is streaming. But if she is, I don't do this very often. I'm going off of the page here. This is why I do it in pencil first. I'm a little wider. Yeah, haven't been following a whole lot of people lately. The last stream I think I watched was Dee Dee's, not this Monday. I think it was last Monday. This S is giving me. That's why I'm doing it in pencil. There. So are you going to sell this Friday, Jacqueline? As far as you know? Today is Wednesday. Joy says, hi, Jacqueline. Jay, I'm going to send you another. Oh, there's Heidi. She says, you too, sweetie. Heidi. Heidi says, I'm still here. Jacqueline says, I love Heidi. Heidi does beautiful work. I think I've only seen your sales once, Heidi. Are you the person that makes those beautiful tags? And I think that's what I saw when I only saw you once, on Jacqueline's sale. Heidi says, I've just been crafting and listening to the wonderful stories. I've been chattering about my college days. Going to the University of Nebraska, working. Taking the bus to the university. Worrying about if my mom's going to get the message to pick me up when I come home. Jacqueline says she's going to sell Friday. Jacqueline sells at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. You guys in here all know her. Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll make it this time. I think you took a break, and I've been taking off a lot lately. Too, like I overslept this morning, or Tuesday morning. Not this morning. I'm still going this morning. All right, one more and I'm done. One more. And it's not even 2:30 yet. All right. One more. Let's stamp her up. And then I'll be gone tomorrow, but I'll watercolor these. My plans are to watercolor these on Thursday and send them up on Friday. That's the plan. And then I can work on some for my celebration box, and I'll probably make some for giveaway. Got to get it in my right hand. My left hand is kind of shaky. Oh. I think I'm good. Some of that tail was out of line, but it'll be a feather. You make all sorts of stuff, dangles and boho beads and journals. Very cool. I've been missing Rebecca's sales too. I know she's been, I think the last sale I went to with Rebecca, she was selling lace. But I didn't watch Rebecca for a couple weeks. So I haven't been. Joy said, I put my return address on the back of the envelope, so I'll probably won't get it back. That's cool. Joyce crochets on paper. And I agree, Joyce, that's a talent. That takes some work to do. I've been out of the offline a lot this summer and spring. I haven't been watching a lot of videos. Oh, good thing this is the last one. I'm getting tired. I'll sleep after I get done here. Alrighty, let's get him detailed here. Give him some feathers. Fix his eye. Yeah, I know you can't even see where I got off there. And then I do the USA in pencil because if I mess up, it can be erased. And then I'll watercolor them. And I'm not going to put a fixative on my watercolors, so whoever gets them will have to take care of them or they get smudged. I'm not responsible. That one turned out pretty good. USA! Thankful for our country. We have been blessed. Because we're not perfect. Our country isn't perfect. There's a lot of flaws, but I think there's more good than bad. A lot of good people. Not that there aren't good people in other countries, there are. But I have to say, there were a lot of good people. There were a lot of bad people too. I watch these. I haven't lately, but I watch these cop shows where the highway patrol picks up people, drug people, and I don't know what makes them think that they can get away from a and they'll lie to the patrolman. And most of them end up wrecking their car. I don't know. I guess if that's the only life they know. It's a heck of a life. But I watch it. And when they show the cop chasing the people that are trying to get away, and you're sitting there going, I'm in the driver's seat, be careful. Because you feel like you're right there with him. And you are. Okay, let's erase the pencil marks here. And this is actually the carving rubber, and it makes a nice eraser. It erases my pencil marks. It doesn't erase the ink, but we don't want it to erase the ink. All right, now all I have to do is the flags, the stripes. So it's red, white, red. That red's kind of, and then white and red. White, red, white, and red, and the corner's going to be blue. All right, and Jacqueline, I don't know if you've seen this. This is what they're going to look like over here. Let me bring it down a little. They're going to look like this eagle. I was playing around. So I think I'm going to stamp this guy one more time in this one and just say this is the final one. Let me get him inked up one more time. What did I do with him? I had to recarve my stamp because when I carved him the other day, I carved him facing the wrong way. And my stamp will eventually go in the celebration box. He'll be a part of my July celebration box. I'm going to put him here. All right. Christina. Hi, Christina. Welcome in. You love the new eagle stamp. I got to go to bed, she says. I'm going to get in trouble hanging out under the covers like a teenager, scrolling on my phone. I can see Christina. Wouldn't that make it? That'd make a funny short. All right, Christina. You inspired a short. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a short of a lady. You know, I'll probably make her middle-aged. And it's not going to be Miss Mary. We'll do a fib-diggity lady hiding under the covers at 3 o'clock in the morning, scrolling through her phone, watching art videos. That's funny. Christina says, I came for one last scroll on my way to bed. And it's after the midnight party going on. I don't do this very often anymore, but I need to get these ATCs done so I can get them to Janet Young by July 31st. Okay, now let me let me do my detail work on him. I'm not going to put in all the printing and everything. I just want a final eagle here. And then I'm going to write here, final, plus pen work, detailing. And then I'm going to write July, is it 22nd today? Yeah, July 22nd. 2026, and I'll sign it. Now I should write, I want to do a little documenting here. This is the eagle stamp carved for the 250 Patriotic, I'm calling it Patriotic, I don't know if they do, Patriotic ATC swap hosted by Janet M. Young and Dee Dee Willingham. ATCs will be stamped and watercolored. 5 ATCs for swap, 1 to Janet, 1 for Meri, 1 for Dee Dee, and 1 for Meri, which makes a total of 8. And let's see, what else did I want to write? I recarved the eagle, and I'm just writing in my fast handwriting, as it was facing the wrong way. When I stamped it. ATCs due at Janet's by July 31st. And they're 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 inches. Okay, I think that pretty well. Documents. You know, I lost my Christina. Christina inspired me. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I should have 9. Whoops, is my stamp in there? No, where's my stamp? I'll put it here. I'll put this paper. My book is getting quite large. It's starting to alligator out. What's in here? I think these things are causing some issues, I have to put some stuff in there. So, let's... Oh, I didn't put the feathers on him. Hold on. I keep forgetting to give the eagle his collar feathers. All right, that's good enough. So, I might have to zoom out a little. I'm going to set these up for a thumbnail for this video. There should be 9 of them. Let's zoom out. Hold on. Oh! Let's see if I can zoom out. That's as far as it'll go. Oh. I debated whether to make separate ATCs or to do one and photocopy it. And I decided that it was just as easy for me to do 9 ATCs as to do 4 on... I'd have to do 4 on a sheet, on one sheet, and then photocopy it 3 times. So I thought I might as well do 9. So that's what we did. And here they are, all ready to be watercolored. Now, I will not be online tomorrow. I might do a short, though. Christina's got me inspired. Oh, let's say good morning. Let's see, let me refresh my chat. Chat filter. Top messages, chat filter. All messages. It's about time for my alarm to go off. My alarm goes off at 3:30 in the morning. You love the new eagle stamp. I gotta go to bed. Okay. Well, sweet dreams, Christina. Joyce said hi. Thanks for popping in, everybody. I appreciate it. Heidi, it was nice to meet you. Ash, if you're still out there, it was nice to meet you. Don't forget, Jacqueline. Hey, girl, hey. Jacqueline sells on Friday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern. And she has vendors that sell. Heidi sells with her. And who else sells with her? Lori does. Angie Brown sells her bowls. And somebody else. I can't put my finger on right now. But Heidi, Jacqueline. Who else was in here? Teresa was here. Thanks for popping in, Teresa. Lala popped in. Esther was here at the very beginning. And Vanessa popped in for a while. Thanks, Vanessa. Vanessa's probably about ready to get up again. She only had 2 hours of sleep. Let's see. Who else popped in? I don't know if I can go up any further. I can't. So have a great day. I have to go to town today. Have to return a stapler and what else do I have to? I want to go to Home Depot. I want to go to Hobby Lobby. I want to buy some. I want to go to Hy-Vee. We don't have a local Hy-Vee, but they do up in Grand Island, so I want to go there. I want to go Goodwill. So have a great day, and I hope if you're I hope that if you're not feeling good, that you feel better. If you're in the heat, if it's hot where you are, please stay cool. Stay where it's cool. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family and your pets. And that was a long Midwest goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.